Welcome to BikeBeat. The 2026 CFMoto 700 metric tons is here, and it's aiming to prove that you don't have to spend a fortune to own a capable, feature-packed adventure touring motorcycle. CFMoto has been steadily building its reputation for quality and performance over the past decade, and this new model feels like a statement. It's not just about affordable pricing anymore, it's about delivering an experience that stands up to bikes from long-established brands. At its heart sits a 693 cubic centimeters liquid-cooled parallel twin, DOHC, fed through Bosch fuel injection. It produces about 67 horsepower at 9,500 revolutions per minute and 60 Nm of torque at 6,000 revolutions per minute. That puts it right in the middle of the adventure segment, enough punch for brisk highway runs, mountain twisties, and light off-road trails, without feeling intimidating for riders coming up from smaller bikes. The power delivery is linear, with a strong mid-range that makes overtakes easy even in 6th gear. The transmission is a smooth 6-speed unit equipped with an assist and slipper clutch. Gear shifts feel positive, and clutch pull is light enough for city commuting. There's also a small but thoughtful touch, a shift indicator that prompts upshifts between 2,000 and 11,900 revolutions per minute, helping riders stay within the engine's sweet spot. The throttle response feels natural, neither abrupt nor lazy, a testament to refined fuel mapping from Bosch. On paper, the 700 metric tons weighs around 218 kilograms, and while that sounds reasonable for a middleweight ADV, you can feel that weight when pushing it around in the garage or maneuvering at a crawl. Once rolling, though, the balance is excellent. The chassis design, a tubular steel frame with a stout subframe, keeps the bike composed even on broken tarmac or gravel. The suspension setup includes a 43mm upside-down front fork and a rear monoshock adjustable for preload and rebound. The travel is around 150mm front and rear, giving enough cushion for potholes, speed bumps, and light off-road riding. The ride is firm but not harsh, ideal for touring or commuting. Braking is handled by dual discs up front and a single disc at the rear, both equipped with dual-channel ABS. The braking feel is progressive and confident. On some models, the rear ABS can be switched off, a useful feature for those who want more control when riding off-road. The 700 metric tons rolls on a 19-inch front and 17-inch rear wheel combination, spoked and tubeless, wrapped in 110/80 and 150/70 tires respectively. This combination keeps it stable on highways while still allowing some adventure versatility. It's not a hardcore dirt setup, but it's well suited for touring and light trail exploration. Fuel capacity is a generous 20 liters, and combined with fuel consumption averaging around 4.5 liters per 100 kilometers, you're looking at a potential range of 400 kilometers between fill-ups. That's the kind of distance that makes a difference when crossing long stretches of road or exploring remote regions. Electronics are where CFMoto has really stepped up its game. You get traction control, dual-channel ABS, a 5-inch full-color TFT display with Bluetooth connectivity, and smartphone integration. The display is crisp, easy to read even in bright sunlight, and offers access to trip data, navigation, and call alerts. Some markets get a tire pressure monitoring system, USB-A and USB-C charging ports, and an emergency stop signal system that flashes hazard lights under heavy braking. Higher-end variants also come with CFMoto's T-Box system, offering remote diagnostics and ride tracking through a companion app. Lighting is full LED across the board: headlight, DRLs, taillight, and indicators. The front headlamp has a sharp, aggressive design that gives the bike a modern, premium appearance. The manually adjustable windscreen works well for different rider heights and offers solid wind protection at highway speeds. Handguards, engine guards, and a skid plate come standard or as optional accessories, depending on the market, enhancing its adventure credibility. Ergonomically, the 700 metric tons feels natural. The upright seating position, wide bars, and mid-set pegs put you in a commanding and comfortable stance. The seat height, at 800 to 820 mm depending on the market, will be manageable for most riders. The saddle itself is firm but comfortable, and there's a wide, supportive pillion seat with integrated grab rails. For long-distance touring, it hits a sweet spot between comfort and control. Design-wise, the 700 metric tons looks distinctly European, with its sculpted fuel tank, angular fairings, and purposeful stance. It doesn't look budget, which is a compliment in this segment. The bodywork feels solid, paint finish is glossy, and panel gaps are tight. Available color options vary by region but often include Nebula Black and Nebula White. Even the detailing, like the brushed metal inserts, integrated handguards, and compact LED turn signals, shows that CFMoto is serious about elevating its brand image. On the road, the 700 metric tons feels composed and confident. The parallel twin hums smoothly through the mid-range, and vibration is kept under control. You might feel a bit of buzz through the pegs at high RPM, but nothing out of the ordinary for a twin of this size. The suspension's tuning allows the bike to stay planted in corners, and the 19-inch front wheel gives good stability without dulling steering response. Highway cruising at 120 km/h feels effortless, with plenty of power left for overtaking. The windscreen and fairing do an excellent job of deflecting air away from the chest and helmet, reducing fatigue on long rides. When the pavement ends, the 700 metric tons can handle gravel and mile trails, though it's clearly designed more for adventure touring than serious off-road punishment. Traction control and the option to disable rear ABS give you enough flexibility to manage sketchy surfaces. The bike's weight means it's better suited for moderate dirt rather than technical off-road sections, but as a weekend explorer or long-distance tourer, it does the job well. In terms of refinement, the 2026 model feels noticeably improved over earlier CFMoto offerings. Engine noise is subdued, gear changes are crisp, and the electronics operate smoothly without lag or glitches. The build quality appears solid, no rattles or flimsy switches, and the fit and finish are getting close to what you'd expect from Japanese mid-range bikes. That said, long-term durability and dealer support can vary depending on the region, so that's worth considering before purchase. Now, price. This is where the 700 metric tons shines brightest. In Malaysia, it launches around Rm33,888. In the UK, it's listed at roughly £6,499. In Australia, about $10,499 Australian dollars. These prices undercut the Yamaha Tenere 700, Suzuki V-Strom 650, and Kawasaki Versys 650 by a noticeable margin, while offering a similar, or sometimes better, feature list. Even in Latin American markets, the pricing strategy positions the bike as a high-value adventure tourer for riders who want capability without breaking the bank. This aggressive pricing is part of CFMoto's larger strategy. They're leveraging partnerships with established brands like KTM for engine development and platform sharing, allowing them to deliver quality without excessive R&D costs. That's how they can fit so many features, TFT dash, traction control, quality suspension, into a package costing significantly less than its rivals. Every bike has its compromises, of course. The 700 metric tons isn't light, and it's not designed for hardcore trail riders. While the engine is smooth, it doesn't have the raw excitement of some higher revving twins. And depending on where you live, parts availability and dealer network strength may still lag behind the big Japanese or European names. But if you can live with that, you get an extremely capable, modern, and well-equipped machine for a fraction of the price of most competitors. In real-world use, the 700 metric tons delivers where it matters: comfort, stability, and efficiency. It's a bike that encourages long rides, whether it's cross-country touring or weekend escapes. It's easy to live with day-to-day and just as happy loaded with luggage on a backroad adventure. That's the 2026 CFMoto 700 metric tons, a balanced, confident, and surprisingly refined middleweight adventure machine. If you enjoyed this deep dive, hit like, subscribe, and ring that bell for more rides, reviews, and stories from the road. I'm your host from BikeBeat. Ride safe, ride far, and see you in the next one.